Welcome back to the RV. It's late February. We are in Zion. We came here to do Angel's Landing, our last big adventure of the Southwest before we leave. And let me just say, I'm excited to live in here and not just use this for weekend trips, because every time we forget something. Every time being twice. For example, I forgot my cutting board. So I'm cutting vegetables with a crappy knife on a plate. The light right here, the spark for the stove and the oven, is still broken. But good news, we can still light it with a lighter. But the lighter that we have in here, that came with the RV, is out of gas. So Dan has to go to the store and go get a lighter. Thankfully, there's a little town right outside of Zion. Hopefully everything's open. If not, there's plenty of neighbors. We should be able to ask them real quick, like, hey, can we borrow your lighter? While I wait for Dan, because I can't start cooking until he gets back, I thought I'd give you a little updated tour on everything we have changed. First up, we have the mighty bookshelf. This thing is huge, and these shelves are deep. This is our method to keep all the baskets in place while we're driving. And we're going to be able to store so much in here. It's going to be for books, dog stuff, medical stuff. Mochi's little cat box is going to go in there so she can have a little hidey hole. Computer stuff, laptop stuff, camera stuff, tools. The other big change that I'm excited for is our bedding. We got rid of that crappy bedding that felt like plastic. The crappy pillows. We have nice pillows, nice sheets now. That's going to make sleeping a lot more comfortable. Dan also added some little command hooks over there so we can put our glasses on them. So we have a little spot to hang our glasses. I didn't show this off last time, but I made this hanging basket to put fruit in to keep the nice real estate that we have on the counter. Up here, Dan added a shelf, again, so we can have more storage space, essentially. I also made this to store plastic bags in to use for trash bags and stuff. And then in here, it's going to be dark. But I made another hanging basket. That one's for like potatoes and onions. Other big changes, Dan has just ripped out a bunch of paneling. He's going to put this one back. But he ripped out paneling here and under here, which made a lot more storage space. As you can see, we're really trying to maximize storage space, which obviously is important whenever you're in an RV, but especially since we're going to be living in it full time. So those are the major changes right now. I think that's all we're going to do. When we initially bought it, we're like, oh my gosh, we're going to paint, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And then we're like, wait, there's a lot of work and a lot of money, and we might not even keep this RV after the 6 months, so we're just going to keep it as it is. I think it looks fine. So yeah, the plan for tonight, cut our vegetables, eat dinner, eventually. What time is it? It's 6 o'clock Vegas time, which means it's 7 o'clock local. We are in southern Utah, if you don't know where Zion is. So I think that's the main plan, and then get our bags ready for the hike tomorrow, which isn't a lot. It's just make sure that I have everything I want packed in my bag, like all my warm stuff. It's going to be freaking cold. And make sure, triple 1,000 check, I have my spikes because it is very snowy here. I did Zion last year with my brother and his wife, and you can watch that up here. It was a lot less snowy last year. And we also did it before the permit system. So we got ourselves a permit, which I'll leave the details on how to get a permit down below. It's super easy. It costs like $6, so it's pretty affordable. I get to be the judge on if the permit is actually worth it or not, because I went last year before the permits were enacted, and it was an absolute zoo up top. Alright, we made it to the trailhead. Thank goodness we have our spikes because it's icy all the way down here. It is way snowier than last time. I think we're almost there. I think we have one more little hump to get over.
Okay, we've made it down safe. It was a little scary going down, honestly. Dan's spikes, how'd you feel on the down?
I felt fine.
Okay, Dan has real spikes. I just have little studs. They were not cutting it on the downhill. I did slip a few times. Thankfully, there's the chain. The chain really helps save your life.
Quite literally.
And it got super busy once we got down off the fin. There were some rangers checking permits. I guess we went up a little early. We didn't see rangers when we headed up, but there was quite the crowd forming, and then everything was melting. So it became a slushy, puddly mess. We definitely went at the right time. And even when I went with my brother last year, going early is always better just to beat the crowds, because it gets crazy up there. Even with permits, it was still getting just a little crazy. It was so much better with the permit system, though. But how'd you like it?
I really liked it. That was quite a fun hike. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's very different. Very unique. Definitely recommend it if you're able to do it. Now we're going to go take the scenic drive. When did it open? Yesterday?
Today.
Today? Today is the first day it opened, so we got pretty lucky. I did it last year too. It's so pretty. It's with that like famous tunnel view. You can definitely tell there's something coming in. It was like really clear when we finished the hike, and now it's overcast again. So we're hoping to do that and then walk Denahi real quick down by the river before it rains.
Maybe snows.
Maybe snows. We just went and did the river walk. I don't know what it's actually called. And we're also just really tired from this morning. So we did part of that. We went and got Denahi. And now we're just taking him on his evening walk before we have dinner and chill. So I'm ready to just sit down. Good morning. I'm taking Denahi on a walk while Dan gets ready. It's just kind of the tradition so that we can hopefully wear him out before we get in the car. It usually doesn't work. Yeah, let's go this way. Anyway, last night we didn't get the chance to sit down and chill and play games because our shower started leaking. So turns out pretty much all of our water fasteners in this RV are bad. Really just the manufacturer cut corners, and they're all really crappy. So thankfully, it's a really simple fix. We just have to replace them with better fasteners, and that should hopefully do the trick. But once again, more water issues, so hopefully we have that fixed next time. The other water leaks we were having are fixed, which is good. So it's just this. But I mean, that's why we've been taking it out on these test runs, was to see what's wrong, what needs fixed, what needs adjusted, before we live in it full time.